Just one day into chapter 6 and we already have a bunch of news, including Fortnite finally announcing and adding back Siphon, as well as massive competitive changes that basically affect a lot of the top teams. We have so much to talk about in today's video. Real quick before this video starts though, please subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as we are trying to hit 85,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Please use code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop if you guys want to support me even more when buying the chapter 6 battle pass or just any cosmetics in Fortnite. Without further ado though, let's get straight into today's video. All right, let's start off with the thing that I know a lot of us have been begging for them to announce for the longest time, and Fortnite Competitive tweeted out Siphon active, 75 health over 5 seconds in chapter 6 season 1 tournaments, including FNCS Major 1. So there is a couple of different things to unpack here. Starting off with, yes, Siphon is already active in tournaments. Even though tournaments haven't started yet, we are going to be getting Siphon in the first tournament of the season. One of the negatives about this is that it is not in ranked. We didn't get any news from Fortnite themselves on if this is just a thing that's like not going to be in ranked for a little bit, or if they are literally just never going to add Siphon to ranked. But I'm not gonna lie, I really wish that it was in ranked day one, because this season is already super fun, but having Siphon in ranked especially would just make it so much better, and I think that it is something we can all agree on. Back to the actual Siphon though, the 75 health over 5 seconds I think was probably like the second best Siphon that they did try out. I think if we were ranking like all of the different Siphons that were in the Siphon trials, number 1 was definitely just the original 50 health and 50 shield Siphon, and then number 2 was probably this one right here. We saw kind of like a mixed response from the community, with a lot of people kind of just happy that Siphon is back in general, but I think a lot of people also agree with me, because I do want shield in Siphon. I think especially just for like off spawn fighting, having shield when you eliminate somebody is so important, and it really does help you out a lot. I'm gonna try not to complain too much about this Siphon though, because we literally went over a year with straight up just 0 Siphon, so I think we just kind of just have to take this as a anything is better than nothing type of situation. But I am very curious to hear what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. All right, now this next one, you can honestly argue that it might actually be as big, if not even bigger, than the Siphon announcement, and is that Fortnite Competitive also tweeted out another update. Forecast towers will be disabled in tournaments this season, but will stay in ranked. So for a lot of you guys that are watching this video, that probably isn't that big of a deal, and you're like, how is this even important? But for the actual pro players and for how FNCS is going to go, this is one of the biggest changes that we could have potentially seen. Because for a team like Peterbot that literally tweeted this morning, he ended up changing his drop spot, and he said, never mind brutal plus train plus whatever forecast I feel like going for in everything with cold and ritual. This basically changes a lot of the top pros' whole game plan now, because their drop spot really did just heavily rely on forecast towers, because that's how important they actually were in things like tournaments and FNCS. It is a little bit unfortunate also though that we're not going to see any big forecast tower fights this season. Like if you guys watched my last video, we were supposed to get a Peterbot versus Pollo forecast tower, and even like last chapter when we had like the Peterbot and Pollo versus Clicks and Vino forecast fights, those things are always just super entertaining, and they always do bring a bunch of controversy. But it seems like a lot of the pros and coaches are happy about this, because overall it does just make the game more skillful and more competitive, which is something that I think a lot of us really have been asking for recently. And this honestly does look like a super competitive season that we're going to go into. I tweeted out, no forecast, no OP medallions. Are we about to have one of the most balanced seasons in a while? And it seems like honestly a lot of people agree with me that, especially since now there was really no broken like medallions or anything, so we are really going to get to see who is just the top of the top, the best players in the world, and it's not going to be just purely one-off drop spots or like medallions or forecast towers. Obviously there is still going to be drop spots that are better than others, but I really do think this is one of the most balanced seasons we have had in a very long time. If you thought this was all the news, Fortnite Competitive did not leave us out. They also gave us another tweet this morning and said, we have an additional new requirement for chapter 6 season 1 events that require an account level of 350 to compete in the performance evaluation tournament, FNCS trial, FNCS divisional cups, FNCS major 1, and solo cash cups. Players must have participated in at least 14 different tournaments within the last 180 days. If you don't meet the new requirements, please feel free to participate in events like rank cups or the OG cups, which will contribute to the 14 tournaments needed. Okay, so this is a very big thing, and I have a couple of different thoughts about this, but we did have Jarian reply with something if you guys are curious. So basically, if you guys have not played in 14 separate tournaments since June 5th, you will not be able to play in any of the upcoming tournaments. And yes, this does include things like the PlayStation Cup as well. And if you're wondering why is Fortnite doing this, why would they ever do this? If I had to just make an assumption here, I think it is to really just help with the cheater situation that has been been going on in Fortnite, I think we all really do know how big of an issue that has become. And so Fortnite really had to get creative here and think of some new majors to help combat that. Just for fixing like the cheater issue right here, this is a very big W. Now for Fortnite as a whole, it is a little bit interesting because Fortnite has always been that game that's like anybody can play any given tournament and you can like earn money whenever. And that's like one of the things that like separates Fortnite from other esports. And so now this is kind of like, if you're just coming back to the game, you're not going to be able to compete in any like cash cups or anything. I don't think a lot of people really realize how many tournaments 14 tournaments is. Like for a lot of you guys right now, I think that's probably over like a month of different tournaments playing. If you play like a ranked cup every single week or an OG cup every single week, if you have not played a single tournament in the last 180 days, then you will still need to be playing like tournaments for literally nothing for the next like 2 months almost, just to be able to compete in these things. So it is a little bit of an L for the people that do just kind of like hopping on for tournaments and like playing FNCS every once in a while. But it really does look like Fortnite is going more towards that traditional esport route now and trying to make things a lot more competitive, which we really do just have to respect out of them, because at least they are showing some effort to try to make the game better, to try to make the game more competitive, and to try to really get rid of this massive cheating issue that we do have. I think that was a lot of the main like competitive news we really had to go over. Let's go over some of the new pros and their new trios, also their new drop spots as well. Let's start off with the one that I did miss in my video yesterday just because they didn't announce an official drop spot yet, but Mr. Savage did announce yesterday that his official trio going forwards now is mongraal, Mr. Savage, and Panzer. Now for a lot of the Mr. Savage and mongraal fans, they were probably like, who the heck is Panzer? But I mean, they were saying the same thing for Twy. So Panzer has 26k earned right now and 2 times grand finalist. So he is another one of those like underrated players that they are just picking up and that they're probably just going to try to like mold into like a top player. And I said this before, I think this was kind of like their only option since they probably weren't going to be able to get any like super good tier 1s to play with them. And this trio is currently landing at like a little split, but I really wouldn't take like anything too serious from like mongraal and Mr. Savage for where they're landing yet, since I think they really are just trying different places out right now to see where they really like the best. And especially with the news of the forecast towers being gone now, I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe did change up their drop spot again. Like I said in one of my older videos, it was kind of strange to me that they ended up dropping Twy, but I think at the end of the day, they just wanted somebody new to grind with, and especially going into chapter 6 now, and they are the pros at the end of the day, so they do know what is best for themselves. We also finally got to see them actually playing scrims today, so it looks like this trio is on a positive trajectory now going forwards, and hopefully they continue to play scrims almost every single day. There is also an eval cup tomorrow, so hopefully we get to see this team in the first tournament of the season tomorrow. Other than that though, let me know what you guys think about everything that I went over in today's video. If I missed anything, make sure you guys let me know in the comment section down below. This was kind of just like a little competitive update after 1 day of the chapter. Let me know how you guys are enjoying the brand new chapter in the comment section. Rate it from a scale of 1 to 10. Remember, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as we are trying to hit 85k as soon as possible. Use code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop if you guys want to support me even more. YouTube says you enjoy 1 to 2 videos up on the screen right now, so go check them out if you guys haven't already. Follow me on my Twitter at KDOG to keep up to date with everything to do with Fortnite competitive. Thank God for another day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.